Hey y'all, welcome back. So as promised, today we're going to be showing you how to put together your own system for trading the trend. I picked today because we have a lot of markets that are trending. What we're looking at right now is the Euro USD. It's end of the month. End of the month, you typically will see heavy trending. It's just kind of a fact of life. It's really rare you see a ranging market at the end of the month. So I figured this would be a good time to do the video. Before we get going, so what I'll do is I'll cover what's on the screen now. This is basically the core of your system, and it is what you want to familiarize yourself with. After that, we'll add in one fluff indicator, which is a custom indicator, but everything else, I'm going to limit it to indicators that are included with MT4, so you don't got to go out there and download or search for an indicator. I'll be giving you the link to the indicator that we will be adding in, the custom indicator that we'll be adding in. So that'll be no issue. It's a free indicator found on Forex Factory. But let's get going. As you can see on the screen, we have a blue bar, blue lines, white lines, yellow lines, and pink lines. If you don't, they are all exponential moving averages. I'm only going to say that once, and I'm going to call them EMAs because I'll stumble over it. So we have 4 EMAs on the screen: blue, white, yellow, and I guess pink, if you want to call it that. The blue and the white are our fast moving EMAs, and the yellow and the pink are our medium moving EMAs. A slower moving EMA, I would consider it to be like a 200. So what are the settings on each one of them? Blue is 5, white is 8, yellow is 21, and pink is 55. If we want to see how to add them on there, then simply up at the top of MT4, or let's see if they have them on here, moving average, right here. You can open up Navigator, and you'll have moving average. Just drag it onto the screen, and what it asks you is period 8. You always never touch shift, change it to exponential, and close. So let's take a look at what I have on here. This is my 55, exponential close, and pink. Levels and visualization for all of these will be blank. You don't need to mess with that. The only thing I've done is I have increased the thickness of the lines here. And you simply do that by selecting it. If you click on this, you get a big old fat line, as you can see. Let's put it back to here. Okay, so what's the principle behind trading with EMAs on a trending market? Well, the idea is as the medium moving EMAs spread apart and the faster moving EMAs spread apart in conjunction, it identifies a good time to enter. And it also identifies that the market is going to continue trending. Now if you look, blue and white, yellow, pink, spreading apart, good time for entry. These, for binary options, because I trade Forex with this system also, but for binary options, what you want to make sure is they're spreading apart nicely, and your entry would be somewhere here. I normally take a 15 to 30 minute entry. I prefer the 30, but you just don't get as many trades for the day doing it on a 30 minute. So once you've mastered the 30 minute, you may consider bumping up to a 15-minute trade. Really, it's whatever your broker supports. If you look, if you can see here, as they got closer together, this would be a time to wait and not take any trades until we see this is apart and they start spreading again, and it keeps us out of trouble. Here they start crossing over, we'd be in a no trade area. Then again, they start spreading out and moving down, and again we get a pullback, they move together, and then we're good for entry again. During this whole time, how do I know they'll keep trading it? Because only once during this period of time, right here, did our medium moving EMAs start to come together noticeably. So that's an indication for us that during this time we can continue to take downward, or a put, I guess you'd say it, but it's downward trending still. We don't have any signs that it is reversing yet. See if I can get rid of Mr. Blue here. I hate selecting these things. Give me a sec while I try and grab it. You can never get these. Ugh, here, let's do it this way. Object list, rectangle, delete, go bye-bye. Okay, so it's off there. So that's the basic principle behind trading with the trend. If you look on a 5-minute period, this might not be the best idea because we do get fluctuations moving back up during the time period. So I really do recommend starting off on a 30-minute time period or expiry, and then as you get the hang of it, going down to a 15-minute. But I would say nothing shorter than a 15-minute, as it'll burn you. I mean, you can't predict the trend moving down perfectly, but if we can get the overall trend and trade with the trend, you're looking at being able to easily get some ITMs out of there. So what else then can we add to the chart to help us with identifying when to get into a trade? Ideally, we're looking for pullbacks to get into the trade, because then we have another sharp downward move, pullback, sharp downward move. So this one here, you might be kind of sitting and wondering, but I mean, for me, once he's spread out, I'm in right here. As a new trader to this system, you'd want to look for a pullback and then back down. And you want to make sure that these are not coming together, because that may be indications that a reversal is coming. So what can we add on to the chart to help you out with this? We could do RSI. It's a great little indicator, and it's relative strength index. Drag and drop it on there. Now for smaller time frames, such as 5 minutes, I go with a period 3, apply to close. You can pick whatever color you want. Let's make it pink, and just click on OK. This is RSI, so basically that tells us what? Nothing, because we didn't set any levels. So let's right click, we go to indicator list, we're going to find relative strength index, and we go to levels. We want to add, and we're going to type in, a lot of people use 92 and 8. I'm not quite that picky. Let's just do 90, and it's easier to remember, 90 and 10. Dotted line, and the thickness you can't adjust once you've made it something other than just a line. So if we click OK, now what we see is when price is moving. Since we're trending, it might not be the best tool, but ideally as price approaches the 90 and the 10, we're looking at overbought and price is going to move back up. So what we want to do is combine the fact that we have our EMAs spreading apart and moving down with the RSI. So let's take a look. I'll turn on the crosshairs. Now if you look, this was a downward trend. RSI never comes to the top up here, so unless you really know what you're looking for, you have no idea yet when to get in. Like I mentioned, if you're in, sorry my chair's squeaky, if you're a new trader, so we're going to wait. We know we're still in a downward trend. We had an upward movement on the fast moving EMAs, but we take into consideration that these are still pretty far apart and they're still pointing downwards. That means we have a downward trend still. So what do we see right in this area? RSI is starting to peak up to 90. So right here, we know that that's by the indicator it's showing overbought. In a trend, it went up and it's showing overbought. So what we want to do is wait for these to start spreading apart, and right about where this is, we would take an entry because these are starting to spread apart, and if we count, let's say we got in the middle of this candle, or even this one, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Here's our close. Our entry could have been anywhere in here, and our close is down here. Good trade. So there's our trade. Let's wait again. Wait. We're seeing the same pattern. If you see, the fast-moving EMAs begin to close in on each other. RSI becomes to peak to get into overbought, oversold. RSI starts dropping, and we have it spreading apart. Now, these didn't spread apart quite as noticeably, so what do? Hey, is the medium moving EMAs, are they getting farther apart, closer apart? Are they still angling downward? Are they starting to level off? No, they're not. They're continuing downwards. Now, yes, this is after the fact, but you can definitely see if your EMA is starting to level off as the charts form. So we know we still have a good downward trend. RSI confirmed overbought, and it looks like we had another pullback. So let's say we got in on this candle here, anywhere on this candle. So 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Right here is our exit, and as you can see, it's definitely below our entry, because if we took entry even at the bottom of this candle, we would have been good. That pretty much sums up the system. We can take a look at a few other things before we get done. So let's say RSI scares you. You can always add in Bollinger Bands, deviation 2, period 20, white. Does this tell us anything extra? I made them white. Let me change the color so they stand out a little bit different. And again, if any of these indicators you don't know what I'm doing yet, make sure and go back and watch the videos in the indicator section that I did and take a look at them there. Let's make it Dodger blue. If you've watched some of my videos, you know this is one of my favorite colors. And we'll make them, we already have a Dodger blue on there. Let's go with dark orchid then. Okay, so as you can see on the Bollinger Bands, they are also pointing downwards. And here's our pullback. When our pullback hits here, again, that's helping us to indicate overbought, oversold, so we know we can get in. On this one, night not so pronounced. The idea here is, guys, you want to be able to know what your indicators do, play with them, put together a system you're comfortable with. Don't mimic what I'm doing. It's good to start off with the basics of what I'm doing, but you want to put together a system that you are comfortable with working, that the indicators help you visualize what the market's doing. Once you get the hang of it, you'll eventually drop indicators off. I mean, I can drop RSI off this chart and trade this right here alone. The EMAs are pretty simple to understand, and it's an easy, simple way to trade on a little bit longer of an expiration. But again, 30 minutes for me, I stick to it when I'm doing binary options. When I'm trading Forex, it's just worrying about my stop loss, but that's a whole nother pile of junk to learn. So I did mention we have one other indicator, and it's called signal bars, and I'm going to show you how to add it. So when you put it on, and I'll show you where to download it here in a minute, it's going to have a password field. If you see password, so where am I going to get this password? Let's go to here, signal bars, Forex Factory, and the password is free_@ff. I'm just going to copy it and paste it. And I jump over here, double click, add it in, and click OK. What this gives me up here is a nice big price that I can look at. All I use this for is so that I can look at this price easily and compare it to my broker's price, because we all know that sometimes the binary option brokers play their little games and prices don't even match up the slightest bit. Or if we're looking for a nice exact entry, it doesn't matter what, you need these to be somewhere within each other. Don't let your broker screw you over because they're offering some crazy price feed that doesn't happen to match up at the time. For the most part, the broker price will be slightly higher than this, but if it should be consistently higher. It shouldn't fluctuate and be higher and lower than the MT4 price. It should always be consistently a certain number over. I normally notice it's 10 to 12 digits higher than these two here. So this is 13 on my broker, I'd be getting 23. That's expectable, and that's kind of what you're looking for. If your broker does not do that, withdraw your money and run. Find another broker. There's a lot of good reviews of brokers on the website that you can take a look at and find another broker. Hit me up. I can probably help you out with it a little bit, or just ask on the forums. Someone there will be more than happy to help you out also with that. So, I mean, basically, here's what you're looking at. It's a pretty simple, clean system to use and trade. If you have any questions about it, as usual, feel free to hit me up. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, demo first, learn it, then go small, use proper money management. As normal when you're using a new system or learning something, make sure you're consistent first with money management before you jump in live and start using it. It'll keep you out of trouble, and hopefully you'll make some money. I hope you enjoyed the video, and expect some more to come. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a great day.